Welcome back to part 5 of the chapter 78, 10th Canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam. We, as a group of devotees, have refused to surrender to Facebook's nonsense. And we are going to continue to the end of this section. And Pranahari was just discussing the point that question that was asked by Dr. Doug, and we were talking about how he was talking about how Romaharsana was more or less like an actor, just acting like he was an authority, but he hadn't actually learned. He had the information, but he wasn't learned because he wasn't acting like the knowledge teaches. And then Pranahari is relating to that and relating that in this age, because the whole system of education and culture is all competitive. Who's going to be the top dog? Who's going to be is going to get the position, and who's going to win, and who's going to and that's at the expense of anyone and everyone else. That is the materialistic cultures, the so-called advancement of human civilization. And I had been thinking about this, the emphasis in our movement, especially since the education aspect has come and there's more courses and institutes teaching and giving degrees, and there's testing, and you have to learn a lot of knowledge. But I was thinking, that in the Gita, there's 3 places where Krishna talks about the qualities that one is supposed to imbibe. Well, more than three places. There's 4 places where Krishna explains how he's pleased by developing the qualities that are divine qualities that come within a person when one is actually imbibing the knowledge, not just learning the information, looking out through that information, and then seeing who's right and wrong, how I'm superior to everyone else because I know more, and all these things. And I was thinking we should, how do I say this, emphasize more, in our teaching to others, especially new people, and especially when we're talking to people who are challenging, because whenever I've read out those divine qualities in the beginning of the 16th chapter, for example, or the list of what is knowledge from the 13th chapter, for example, or the end of the 12th chapter, for example. And there's another place, I think in 14th chapter, there's another, where Arjuna asks how does a person act like that? Then, so these are the things, These are the things. Krishna gives the knowledge to discriminate, but then he also says how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to actually see. And so I think we should do this, both with ourselves, emphasize it, go into these qualities, analyze, and if we aren't, then emulate, not imitate, because we can't imitate, we can't artificially be humble, but we have to emulate. We have to get the knowledge, and with the knowledge, we have to look through the knowledge, look at ourselves, not just look out at others. What am I? A speck in the universe. What do I have to be proud about? What can I do, actually? Yesterday, we were reading out Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's last instructions, and he was quoting Bhaktivinoda Thakur's poems, his prayers, and he's calling himself more or less a demon, like a rascal, like with no good qualities, and how he's always looking for the faults of others, and how he takes pleasure at seeing other people suffer, and he's not interested at all in, and he's realizing just how small and insignificant and fallen he is by being in the material world. Because the material body is a diseased condition of the soul. It's like Prabhupada said, you're in the, you're in the hospital, and the doctor has given you, your prescription of medicine and diet, and then you call up your relatives and have them bring in some, opulent things to eat that you're not supposed to, and then you complain to the doctor because you're not getting well, or you get the bottle of medicine and it says take 2 a day for 30 days, and you say, this is, I think I'll take the whole thing, maybe in 1 day I can get well, and then we keel over dead, Yeah, let's speed up the process. So we have to do things according to the prescription of the doctor, And the spiritual master is the doctor of the soul, and Krishna is the supreme doctor of the soul. So he's explaining what pleases him. He's explaining what the qualities are, which are divine and therefore good for the world and bring a nice atmosphere into the world, and we should do that. So that's what we should do, and that's how we should do it. It's right there. The blueprint is in the Gita. Are we still on?
Yes.
I'm confused. I can't remember whether we're on or off. We're still good. We're good to go. Okay, it's 7:30. We're going to stop here, and we'd like to, I want to say thank Facebook. In one way we're thanking Facebook because we wouldn't be here doing this unless they were there doing that. But on the other hand, we will not succumb to we will continue to do this reading no matter what. Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. We'll see you tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, same place, same station.
There was a question on the last video, actually.
There was a question on the last video.
Yes.
Our techie knows everything except how to fix it. Of course, it's not his fault, it's the Facebook's fault.
Okay, last video, 20 minutes.
Okay, that was something.
Thank you.
Something. Are we still on?
No, okay, we're fine. She said she doesn't have to comment on this. So no need to read it out loud. So,
Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. We'll see you tomorrow night, same place, same station at Radha Lane. And they can't take that away from us. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Hari Bol.